What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Brad Browning here. If this is the first time you've seen one of my videos, I'm a relationship coach and I specialize in breakups and helping people reconnect with an ex. And this time I'm going to explain why your ex seems to be constantly sending you mixed messages. This is very common after a breakup, and my clients often complain about how their ex is giving them the hot and cold treatment. One day they're telling you they miss you like crazy and they seem to want to get back together, and the next day they're completely ignoring your calls and texts. If you've been there yourself, you probably know how frustrating this can be. It's kind of like, they've got your emotions attached to a yo-yo, and they're giving you plenty of hope one day, and then they're crushing those hopes, the next day after that. So the first thing you should understand is that this type of behavior is completely normal. Your ex isn't weird or unique because he or she gives you a positive vibe one day and then seems cold or completely indifferent the next day. In my experience, women tend to be more likely to send these kind of mixed messages after a breakup, but men are definitely guilty as well. And the bottom line is it's a very common thing, so you're not unique in that way. And secondly, before I jump into talking about why they're doing this and what it means, I want to warn you about trying to read too much into your ex's actions and words. Sure, sometimes you can get a genuine idea of your ex's feelings by reading between the lines, but it's also very easy to overanalyze or misinterpret things. And I've actually got a video specifically dedicated to this topic. It's already up on my channel. So for now, I'll just say this. Try not to spend all your time thinking about things your ex has said or done, rereading their texts or snooping their Facebook wall. That kind of stuff just isn't going to get you any closer to winning them back. So it's always better to focus on the things that you can control than to stress about what your ex is saying or doing. Okay, now back to the topic at hand. You want to know why your ex keeps giving you the hot and cold treatment and what the hell it means for your chances of getting back together. Well, typically this type of back and forth attitude is a result of your ex's own internal struggles. He or she has obviously decided, at least rationally and consciously, that your relationship isn't worth pursuing, hence the breakup. But just because they've chosen to end the relationship doesn't mean that your ex isn't having second thoughts or struggling to adapt to life without you. They're probably just as heartbroken about the breakup as you are, and just like you, they're on a bit of an emotional roller coaster ride. Surely you've had your ups and downs since the breakup as well, right? When you're out with your friends having fun, everything seems okay. No crying, no sitting around thinking about how much life sucks, and so on. But an hour later, when you're alone and your friends are no longer around to distract you, those emotions can sometimes come flooding back, and all of a sudden you feel the heartbreak and the loneliness again. And your ex is experiencing the exact same emotional roller coaster. One minute they're feeling confident about their decision to break up with you because, life's going well, their mind is occupied, and they're not feeling those post-breakup emotions. The next minute they're alone, missing you like crazy, and they cave into those emotions and pick up their phone to call you or send you a text. And keep in mind that your ex may also be struggling with their decision to break up with you. Their head says it's the right choice, and their heart says that they should run back to you and get back together so that the pain they're experiencing will disappear. And if you've dumped someone before, then you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. The heartache that you feel after breaking up with someone can often cause you to give in to the temptation and to take them back, even when you know logically that it may be the wrong decision to make. When your ex is going through these same emotions, they're usually going to have enough self-restraint to resist the temptation to run over to your house and ask you to get back together. But they may not be able to stop themselves from texting you to say that they miss you or calling you to chat because they're lonely and missing your company. On the other hand, when they're feeling good or they're keeping busy, then they're not going to be feeling those downer emotions, and they're more likely to ignore your call or say something that gives the impression there's no hope of ever getting back together. Now, obviously, if you're trying to rekindle things with your ex, then the fact that your ex is struggling with the decision to break up is good news for you. When he or she tells you that they miss you or they seem to be affectionate on a particular day, those feelings are usually real. But the problem is that your ex can also usually quash those feelings with the rational belief that breaking up was the right decision. Taking advantage of your ex's uneasiness and uncertainty about the decision to end your relationship is a key component of my X Factor Guide program. So if your ex is giving you the hot and cold messages, then head over to www.breakupbrad.com and check out my free video. In it, I talk more about how to overpower your ex's logical, rational thinking and tap into their emotions, hopefully leading them to cave in and ask you to get back together and give the relationship another shot. Again, the address for that video is breakupbrad.com, and I'll put a link to that in the description below the video as well. Now, there's one other reason why your ex may be sending you mixed messages, and that's because they want to keep you around as a backup plan in case they decide the single life isn't as great as they'd hoped it would be. Now, sometimes this is something that people do without actually realizing it consciously, but it's still fairly common, and if you think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, if your ex was the one to initiate the breakup, and he or she knows you still want to be together with them, then they're in total control of the situation. So they'll send you a series of confusing up and down messages that leave you thinking there's still hope of getting back together, while they take their time to feel things out and see what life is like without you by their side. Now, this allows your ex to either enjoy the freedom of being single or to pursue other romantic options. And while they occasionally send you, affectionate messages or signals to make sure that you remain interested and don't lose hope of getting back together. And basically, this just gives your ex the best of both worlds. They get to break up with you and test out what it's like to be single, while they keep you as their backup plan, knowing you'll jump at the chance to get back together if they ask. And this is obviously a bit devious of your ex to play this kind of game and toy with your emotions just so that they can keep their options open. But again, like I said, it's very common and it's completely logical from their perspective. However, if you want to get back together with your ex, then you absolutely cannot let yourself fall into this trap and become your ex's backup plan. It's very dangerous to hand over all the power and let your ex have total control. Now, partly you can escape the situation by using the no contact method that I advocate in some of my other videos and in my program. And it's also a topic covered in the X Factor Guide program. So if you're worried that you might be falling victim to your ex's games, then I urge you to grab a copy of the program or at least watch the free video presentation on my website at breakupbrad.com. You can also get my personal guidance to navigate your way out of this situation by signing up for my one-on-one coaching subscription, if there are any spots available right now. But you can see my current coaching availability and sign up at breakupbrad.com/coaching. That's breakupbrad.com/coaching. And of course, I'll have that link in the description below as well. And that's pretty much all the time I have for this video. Remember not to overanalyze or overthink your ex's words and actions, and definitely don't let yourself get sucked into a situation where you hand over all the power to your ex. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please click the like button if you learned something from this video or you found it helpful. I really appreciate the support. Best of luck out there. I'll see you soon.